Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well, dear sweet viewers. I really do hope that, friend, you sitting there watching me now, I'm hoping you're well. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series, here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said around the Blues, around the crap ranks, giving you my opinion on it, but of course, more importantly, asking for yours. Plenty of things I want to reflect on today. Xavier Mbuyamba, remember him, the new Van Dijk from Barcelona that we signed under Frank Lampard, been invited to train with Thomas Tuchel, perhaps in the absence of Jules Koundé, but actually we've got people like Malang Sarr who's been given a squad number. So has Ross Barkley and Lewis Baker. Incredible. We're going to reflect on that as well as Saul Niguez's new number and him training as well. Lots to get into, ladies and gentlemen. So please do drop a like to show some sweet love. And let's see if we can get 3,000 likes. Can we do that? I mean, there's plenty of you viewing the videos. Maybe we can get 3,000 likes. Don't know why that keeps going up. 3,000 likes if you press the button. Feel free to follow me on Instagram for exclusive, sensual, and scintillating nudes. At Football Yannick on Instagram. Let's go. Let's start off with Saul Niguez's squad number confirmed. Quite a good one as well. And unsurprisingly, he's going to wear the number 17 since it's been left vacated by Mateo Kovacic, who of course took the number 8 shirt from Ross Barkley, which is pretty cool. A lot of people were thinking about Mason Mount getting that number, but Mason Mount's playing more as a 10 than a number 8, really, isn't he? And I like Mason Mount's 19. It's kind of like becoming iconic and synonymous with Mason Mount. So I'm very pleased for a player like Mateo Kovacic to wear the number 8 shirt, who of course, if you're going to get football nerd-y, he occupies more number 8 spots than Mason Mount. So yeah, new Chelsea signing Saul will wear the number 17 shirt for the Blues this season. He will play for Chelsea, the number 17 on his back, the same squad number he wore for Atletico during his first 2 campaigns there as a regular, when he was a little ute in the 14-15 season and the 15-16 season. There you see him going in for a header with Gareth Bale, back when Gareth Bale was really good. Pretty cool with that. I'm pretty happy with that. 17's a good number. It's pretty iconic. It's a decent, good number. Before, when I think of the number 17, I think of Mateo Kovacic. But I also think of Eden Hazard wore it, didn't he, before he got the number 10 at Chelsea. So, before I've been thinking of small diminutive players that dribble around wearing the number 17, but now Saul Niguez, a sort of dominating big figure wearing said number. Before I talk about, let's talk about squad numbers first before we look at Saul Niguez training, which will be fun. That will be fun, but let's talk about squad numbers first. So this is interesting. 3 Chelsea players handed squad numbers after failing to secure transfer deadline day moves. The Blues have submitted squad lists to UEFA ahead of the Champions League defence, and there are 3 surprise players included. I don't know if this is a surprise. Well, maybe it's a surprise, but we'll see. Chelsea have handed Ross Barkley, Malang Sarr, and Lewis Baker squad numbers for the 21-22 campaign, despite the trio facing uncertain futures at Stamford Bridge. Dun dun dun. First off, Ross Barkley, a £15 million signing from Everton in January 2018, was free to leave the Blues during the summer, the transfer window, but the right was if the right offer was received by Chelsea. Sorry, I'm trying to learn how to speak. However, no club was able to strike a deal for the midfielder, who started back-to-back games for England just 2 years ago. I mean, it says just 2 years ago, but that's actually quite a long time ago, isn't it? I think the issue probably with Ross Barkley is, I imagine, he's got big wages. So, of course, the aforementioned shirt situation with Barkley. Earlier this summer, Barkley lost his number 8 shirt he claimed following his move from Everton to Mateo Kovacic, and wasn't handed any new squad number. I mean, that is pretty cold, isn't it? Clearly, Tuchel looked at him and was like, no thanks, can I have your number 8, please, to give to a player that does play in Kovacic. Kovacic must have been like, ugh, this is awkward. However, after Chelsea submitted their Champions League squad to UEFA, it's been confirmed he will wear the number 18 shirt, which of course was left by Giroud, wasn't it? Olivier Giroud is just gone, so number 18's, an okay number. should he get onto the pitch, of course, is the caveat there. You can imagine he'll train with the first team still, maybe playing cup games still, Malang Sarr, meanwhile, has been assigned the number 31. The French defender was close to completing a deadline day loan move to the Bundesliga side Apologies to all my German viewers for my poor pronunciation there. Even going as far to fly to Germany for a medical, yet it collapsed late on, and he's been training at Cobham this week. Of course, people talking about perhaps Malang Sarr could be utilised as a left-footed centre-back in place of Antonio Rudiger if we're in a pinch, or just as a rotational cup player. But also, people now speculating about Malang Sarr, which of course we are going to talk about also, not Malang Sarr, Jesus, Xavier Mbuyamba, which of course we're going to talk about in this video as well. The other Chelsea player handed a squad number is Academy graduate Lewis Baker. Now when we say Academy graduate, we think of youngsters, but Lewis Baker is very much in his mid-20s. Once tipped to play for England by Jose Mourinho, the elegant midfielder has been through a series of loans over the past 6 years, several unsuccessful. He spent last term at Trabzonspor, thank you, for whom he made 36 appearances in all competitions, which is decent. A return to Turkey could still take place for the 26-year-old, given the country's transfer window remains open. Lewis Baker, a very two-footed player, good on dead ball situations. A lot of people really rated Lewis Baker very highly indeed. And many of it, I guess, kind of a sad story actually with him. There are no further surprises in the Champions League's list submitted by Chelsea, although it is noteworthy that youngsters Lucas Bergstrom, of course the goalkeeper, and Harvey Vale are included in the squad on UEFA, despite being included on the club's B list. Chelsea begin their Champions League defence against Zenit we know, basically we start the Champions League group. Let's talk about this. Ross Barkley, high profile player, very talented player, but problems off the pitch, not always good on the pitch. He seems to have amazing pre-seasons every now and again. I kind of get Thomas Tuchel not wanting to use him, probably doesn't fancy him in one of the number 10 roles behind the striker. A lot of responsibility, even more so, way more responsibility in the double six roles. I think he's probably Tuchel's feeling what he feels for Barkley, something similar for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but if he's going to make space and allowances for one of the two of those players, although a lot of managers might have chosen Barkley for some reasons, we know Thomas Tuchel actually likes Ruben Loftus-Cheek because he's sort of, spoken positively about him before at a relative length. Someone just asked him casually about him on a journalist at a press conference, and he kind of went off on him saying, yeah, we've known about him for a while. I think he's he's similar qualities to Ballack. I've known him as an academy player, so that's really interesting actually. So out of the two, who are of course similar player profile, I think Tuchel would probably be looking to try and include Loftus-Cheek over Ross Barkley. We have got some Saul Niguez training photos I do want to look at because he's a new signing and it's exciting. But I do want to talk about this. Xavier Mbuyamba, the signing we made under Lampard from Barcelona, I guess La Masia. Big Dutch centre half. He's tall and built well, and people are comparing him to Van Dijk, which I think is pretty lazy comparisons. I don't know if he's the same as him. I've watched a little bit. I think probably because he's Dutch and because of his skin colour, it's just like, oh, he's like Van Dijk, but I don't know about that. The moment I've been working towards since joining this incredible club, Chelsea F.C. Truly blessed to be training with the first team this week. Lots to learn, and my motivation is on another level right now, which is what you want to hear. There, of course, he is tackling Marcus Alonso with Thomas Tuchel in the background, looking on pensively. A lot of people who know more about academy football than I are quite disappointed with Xavier Mbuyamba. Apparently, they're still trying to figure him out. I know if it was Chelsea Youth or Carefree Youth have tweeted about it, which is fair enough that they know much better than me. I watched him a little bit. I saw his debut goal. He was injured when he signed for Chelsea, and then out of nowhere he just scored, and I was like, oh, maybe he's really good. You know what I mean? He's got loads of vibes in Mbuyamba. He's like poses for his Instagram. He's like posing around like London at night, wearing like vintage Chelsea shirts. Do you know what I mean? Like proper getting into it. And I like it. You know, we all Chelsea fans like old shirts. I think he's got I can't be asked to change the camera, but you know that white one I've got with the vertical strip with Lampard on the back. You've seen him wearing that. Some other vintage Chelsea shirts. So he's full of vibes, and I've got time for that. But he needs to defend well and play well. Now, it's interesting to see he's been invited to train with the first team. Of course, it's because it's international break and Tuchel's got time and vacancies on the pitch and training sessions. He's got important players like Alonso and Saul to look at and train. There'll be a few others as well. And it's an opportunity to bring someone like Mbuyamba, who he might like the profile of, but perhaps needs to play him into form. Of course, it's easy to think, well, we didn't get Jules Koundé, we're low on some rotational defenders. Could it be? Could maybe? I mean, he's big and strong enough, but does he have everything else to perform for Thomas Tuchel? A lot of people would be perhaps uncertain. Of course, we've got Colwell, who's on loan at Huddersfield. Who's been doing very, very well indeed. So a lot of people see him as the future, perhaps, of Chelsea's defence. But in the meantime, he's out enjoying a great loan. So you have to think and consider people like Mbuyamba. Now, I'm sure a load of you watching this would have watched his development games. And I think he's had a couple of poor performances recently. So you guys can probably comment down below and let me know your thoughts about that. So maybe that's a little bit concerning, but I watched a little bit of him when he first came back from his injury. And he looked pretty good. He scored a goal. He looked quite dominating. He seems really determined. Maybe he could do something. I'm keen to get people's opinions on that. And obviously, completely, it's going to be down to Thomas Tuchel. And what he thinks, what he thinks moving forwards from here. He might think, I can do something with this guy. But let's have some fun now and talk about this guy. Chelsea's new number 17, Saul, who's desperate to learn English. Of course, I've made a video reflecting and reacting to his first interview. But, and again, really good mates with Kepa Arrizabalaga. I can imagine he's pretty much stuck to him a lot of the moment. I guess Kepa's not gone to international break. It's De Gea and someone else, maybe. I don't know. Kepa, if he still should get a call up as third choice, but maybe he just doesn't want to. But there's pictures of him training, looking really good. I've seen some video footage, but you can't really take too much out of it because... it's good to see he's integrating well. He's obviously very fit because not only has he had a pre-season, there he is. So there's some of the boys of Ziyech, not gone with Morocco. There's some controversy there, which I was going to report on, but I don't know if it picks up. Apparently he's been feigning injury and he's been not very happy with his manager, but I didn't really fancy talking about that. Of course, you've got Thiago Silva, Ross Barkley, senior players. So he's going to be very fit. So not only has he had a pre-season, he's had Atletico Madrid pre-season. And there's a video of him and it's all bugging out. So yeah, he's had an Atletico Madrid pre-season, which means he will be really fit and good to go. I'm really excited, man. I think he might be able to drop straight in to certain games. Whether he's going to suddenly start a game against Aston Villa after the international break, I'm not so sure. I think we'd probably see Jorginho and Kovacic, depending on N'Golo Kante's fitness. But why not make him a sub? Why he could absolutely be one of the free subs to make his debut from some fans. That would be really exciting. And yeah, man, so that's all the stuff I wanted to look at today. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Reflect on Saul, Malang Sarr, Xavier Mbuyamba, the guys who've got squad numbers like Ross Barkley and Baker and stuff. I want to hear your opinions. Guys, let's see if we can get... is 3,000 likes too ambitious? I never asked for likes, so I'm going to start trying to see if we can crank it up a little bit. Please do drop a like and consider subbing if you're new and you want to hang out with me every day. Why would you want to hang out with me every day? Alright guys, enjoy the football and I'll see you later.